What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. We are currently standing inside the icy cold, air-conditioned lobby of the Maui Beach Hotel right here in Kahului. If you've been following along with the recent uploads, you know we usually go way out of our way to find the local food trucks, the hidden gem roadside fruit stands on the Hāna highway, or those tiny, hole-in-the-wall poke shops down by the water. But let's be real for a second about the logistics of travel and content creation. Sometimes you are just on a tight production schedule. You've spent the last 6 hours pulling SD cards and reviewing dashcam footage of winding coastal roads, you are completely wiped out, and you just need something fast. You need something familiar. And most importantly, you need guaranteed, industrial-strength air conditioning. So today, we are taking a slow-paced walk from the hotel lobby down to the Burger King on Puunene Avenue. It's only about a 4/10 of a mile walk, which normally takes about 8 or 9 minutes, but we are going to stretch this out. We are going to take our time, walk slow, stretch our legs, and really take in the sights, sounds, and the surprisingly deep history of Central Maui. Alright, I am pushing through these double glass doors right now, and man, there it is. Stepping outside, it is a beautiful, blindingly bright day here in Kahului, and honestly, this midday sun is absolutely no joke. You can feel the heat radiating right back up off the asphalt parking lot. I'm used to the thick, heavy weather back home in Punta Gorda. Florida heat is like wearing a hot, wet blanket, but the UV index out here in the middle of the Pacific just feels entirely different. It feels sharper. It feels closer. We aren't going to push the pace today. We're just going to stroll. First, we just have to navigate this little dogleg right here at the edge of the hotel property. We are walking through the lot, turning left towards School Street, taking a quick right to step onto School Street for just a few feet, and then we are taking a sharp left right here to step up onto the main sidewalk of West Kaahumanu Avenue. Alright, we are officially on the main drag. This is Highway 32. If you listen, you can hear the constant, heavy hum of the cars and commercial trucks rolling past. This road is the primary artery that connects the busy, industrial airport side of Kahului over to the historic, older government buildings of Wailuku. It is always moving, so we are going to stick to the sidewalk, stay in the shade of these trees wherever we can find it, and keep our heads on a swivel. Take a look over my right shoulder. We are going to stop walking for just a second so you can see this. Just past the low buildings and the palm trees, look out at the water. You can see the heavy cranes and the massive stacks of shipping containers down at Kahului Harbor. That harbor right there is the literal commercial lifeline for this entire island. We take supply chains for granted on the mainland, but out here, almost everything that gets built, bought, or eaten on Maui comes across the Pacific Ocean on a Matson barge and gets offloaded at that exact port. From the rental cars we drive, to the building materials for the hotels, to the beef for the burgers we are about to eat, it all funnels through that one maritime choke point. But there is a heavy layer of military history sitting in that harbor that a lot of tourists driving past completely miss. Since we love digging into naval history on this channel, let's just stand here in the shade for a minute and let me paint a picture for you. Imagine it is December 15, 1941. It is just over a week after the devastating attack on Pearl Harbor over on Oahu. The entire territory of Hawaii is under martial law. Beaches are strung with barbed wire, the towns are plunged into mandatory blackouts every night, and everyone is completely on edge, waiting for the next strike. Just after dusk, a Japanese submarine, specifically the I-75 under the command of Commander Inoue, quietly surfaces right off the coast of that harbor. The submarine aims its 5.5-inch deck gun directly at the Maui Pineapple Company cannery that used to sit right there on the shoreline and opens fire. They fired about 16 high-explosive artillery shells into the port. One hit the cannery directly, and a few others hit the surrounding infrastructure. It didn't do a massive amount of structural or strategic damage. Nobody was killed in the bombardment. But psychologically, it completely shattered the peace of mind for the locals living right here in these Kahului neighborhoods. It was the very first time Maui was physically attacked during the war, and it suddenly made the conflict incredibly real and terrifyingly close to home. The military immediately scrambled aircraft from the naval air station that used to be right down the road where the modern airport is now, but by the time they got over the harbor, the I-75 had completely vanished beneath the waves. It is wild to think about that kind of wartime history happening in the exact same waters where you now see massive, luxury cruise ships and tugboats maneuvering today. Let's start walking again. Let's keep moving down the sidewalk here. The famous Hawaiian trade winds are actually doing us a massive favor today. They are blowing across the highway from the northeast, coming right off the ocean, keeping the stagnant air moving and drying the sweat off our foreheads. Look down in the grass near the curb right here. Look at this guy. You might spot a few feral chickens scratching around in the dirt and the gravel as we walk. You see them absolutely everywhere on Maui. You'll see them hanging out at gas stations, wandering through the hotel parking lots, and right here on the shoulder of a major 6-lane highway. People always ask where they came from. A lot of folks think they blew over from Kauai during Hurricane Iniki back in the 90s, but Maui has always had its own massive population of wildfowl. A lot of them are descendants of the original red jungle fowl brought over by the ancient Polynesians centuries ago, mixed with domestic chickens that got loose from the old plantation camps. They are just part of the local welcoming committee now. Nobody really pays them any mind, and they certainly don't care about the traffic roaring past them. Speaking of the traffic, look at the cars rolling past us on Kaahumanu Avenue. If you're a gearhead or just someone who pays attention to what's on the road, you'll notice Maui has a very specific, very distinct car culture. You are going to see more lifted Toyota Tacomas in 5 minutes standing on this sidewalk than you will see anywhere else in the country. Lifting a Tacoma out here is practically a religion. And notice how people drive here. The speed limit is relatively low, and despite the heavy volume of cars, the aggression level is practically zero. You don't hear a lot of horns. You don't see a lot of road rage. If someone needs to merge into a tight lane, people just slow down, let them in, and the driver merging will almost always throw a shaka out the window to say thanks. It's a totally different mentality from mainland highway driving. It makes capturing dashcam footage out here a lot more relaxing, to be honest. People actually practice aloha on the asphalt. Over across the street to our right, you can see the cars turning into the Maui Mall shopping center. If we weren't on a strict fast food mission today, we could safely cross over there at the light and hit up Tasaka Guri. If you don't know what that is, it's a legendary local spot that has been serving this incredible, creamy pineapple and strawberry sherbet for over a century. It's not ice cream, it's not exactly shaved ice, it's a completely unique local recipe that the Tasaka family guards with their lives. But we have to stay focused. We need that quick burger and fries before we get back to the hotel, grab the camera gear, and hit the road again for the afternoon golden hour. While we are walking this stretch, it's worth pointing out that Kahului wasn't always this bustling commercial center with shopping malls and fast food joints.